What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister Daisy.
Duke. That's an odd thing.
Y'all are some puppies.
My brother Derek.
What's up?
And our friend Dan.
What's going on?
This week, we're going to be talking about Mission Impossible 7.
Yes.
Yeah. 7. Yep, 7.
What's the title for this one?
Dead Reckoning.
Dead Reckoning.
She was about to say Red Deckening.
Oh,
I was going to say Red
I was
Deckening.
thinking
No,
of
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead Revolver.
Red Dead Redemption.
Oh,
The game.
Redemption.
The
Okay,
game.
yeah. Okay.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
I thought you were
Sorry.
going to say Red
Dead
Deckening.
Reckoning.
Dead Part 1.
Part 1.
Yes.
From Daisy
Which
Duke.
just came out in theaters. So, yeah, we'll be talking about that and seeing how it is. I think if I'm to give my overall thought on it, I think it's, I don't know, it's a Mission Impossible movie. It's all right.
Yeah. It's.
Yeah.
I mean.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a Mission Impossible movie. It's a good
Mhm.
action film. A lot of the people I saw said like they thought Fallout was the best one.
I don't
And
know. They're all
honestly,
blending together now.
I don't like Fallout, and I was thinking like,
I
was
don't.
that-
Did we review
Wait, Fallout was...
we did.
Yeah.
That's the one with Henry Cavill, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did like that one,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, Fallout was
did
good. I
not
thought
like
Fallout was pretty
Fallout.
good.
I didn't care for
So I
Fallout
was
either.
wondering, like, maybe I should give it another chance. But anyways,
I
that's
have to
not.
listen to the episode and see what I said about it.
You don't remember how
Hey,
you felt about it?
man, our thoughts and stuff be changing week to week.
Well,
I mean, sometimes that do happen though. Like
That's
you
true.
watch a movie initially, you're like, I don't like it. Then you watch it again, like, I'm kind of feeling it now.
Yeah.
yeah, so I think I might give Fallout another chance. But I mean, overall, I think it's a good movie. It's a Mission Impossible movie. It
Yeah.
does what Mission Impossible movies do. I did think it was a little bit too long.
It was definitely
2
too long.
hours and 43 minutes,
I
Yes.
felt the length of the movie.
Definitely, it could have been about 20 minutes shorter.
Yeah.
which Fallout was
I think
about 20 minutes shorter. Than this
Yes, exactly.
it didn't. It felt long in parts
Yeah.
and not giving anything away. That
Someone
car
was
chase
snoring
scene-
in my theater.
the
They
car
were
chase scene
snoring.
went long.
The car chase scene, it was only one.
There's only one.
The car
it's
chase
long.
scene was fine.
I didn't mind the car. I like the car chase scene.
Yeah.
It was long to me.
You
That's
know-
what made me check the time.
Really? You know what
Yeah.
I was thinking about that? Because they was driving that car, the BMW with no doors.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they know good and well BMW would not let you drive with the door open because I tried it.
It was-
and my
yeah.
car was just like,
That
no.
is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
They probably had to Jimmy rig the BMW to
They
make
probably
it drive.
made that car.
It's just like that whole
For
thing, and
the
I was
movie.
like,
Mhm.
they cannot drive with them doors open. That's what I was thinking of.
All you got to do is disconnect the sensor, though.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. I
And
need
once
to
you
do
do that, you good.
because
But they didn't disconnect the sensor, so now the whole movie is messed
just,
up.
the whole movie just
It's unbelievable. I
They
can't.
just-
Like,
Just-
can't believe it now.
They hopped in
Can't
the
believe
car
it
and
now.
Just yeah.
instantly all 4 doors taken off.
My suspension of disbelief is.
It was
It's gone
because
now.
I was thinking, you can't do that.
Y'all are thinking way too logical here.
But okay, so the premise of the movie: there is an AI,
It's
and
always
I was
an
like,
AI.
for real, this is about an
I
AI.
thought that was interesting. Like,
Alan
I didn't
Iverson?
think that's what I was going. It was about.
I didn't think it was going to
That
be about that
surprised me.
either.
Yeah. So there's an AI that has become sentient
Yes.
and is basically goading the government, like I am basically, and I will be able to do all this stuff, which is weird. Why
Yeah.
would you warn them about it? Just start, wrecking stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's AI. Maybe they don't know that.
Like a lot of this to me, I was thinking like, does this make sense?
I was thinking that they explained. I forgot there was a question I had throughout the entire movie. It did get answered, and now I don't remember what the question was. But for a while, I'm like, but why though?
Well, that is one thing this movie did. Every time I had a question, and I'd be typing, and then they did answer it. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
So you
All right.
backspace and delete
I
the question.
had to backspace
Yeah.
and delete a couple of times.
All right.
Yeah, because
All
there
right.
was something. I forgot what it was. It's funny because it was definitely eating at me throughout the whole
But
movie.
the one thing I
And then
couldn't,
they finally answered it. So I
Yeah.
guess it
the one
wasn't
thing I
important
couldn't
anymore.
figure out, and maybe they'd explained it and I missed it. It's kind of hard to like focus and think about trying to think of like the points I want to bring out, plus watch the movie, and I can only see it once because that's my $11.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Full show. I went to a matinee. It was $9.
But plus the convenience fee.
No, I paid at the theater.
Oh, okay. No internet convenience fee.
No.
I should have did that because I be going to that janky theater.
I
Don't
hate
nobody.
those.
You know what?
That's where I went. I went to that janky theater over there behind Target.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am so tired.
I've
They
never
didn't even
been
check
there.
my ticket. She asked me what movie I was going to see and then said Theater 1, and that was it. I was like,
I'm definitely gonna try that then.
What the heck?
Oh no, they don't check your ticket.
They don't do. I'm like, I could just walk
It
up in
depends
this
on the
place.
movie.
Solid.
The only movie they
No, for the
checked-
one behind Target,
Yes.
they don't do anything.
No, it depends on the movie.
they checked
when
for
it-
Spider-Man,
Yep.
Oh,
When I
okay.
saw
Marvel
Into the
movies.
Spider-Verse,
but that was the only
they
time.
were checking tickets
You
there.
saw, see the bigger movies. I definitely don't see in that theater.
Oh, I-
I'd be like, I gotta go see
I don't
this.
care, but yeah,
in
I just
Valley
thought
View.
like that was just. I'm like, that's some trash. I could have saved $11 if you were just gonna. What movie you gonna go see? Could have said Minions or something, and she just gave me a random theater number.
Remember we
Is
used
that-
to go to
is
the Dollar
that
I don't
Theater?
know
in the
what's in.
theaters?
I
Yes.
don't know
And then we
what's in right
snuck
now.
into
They,
other
that
movies.
probably would have been a dead
Yes.
giveaway then. They'd be like, let me see your ticket.
I said Minions. She like that
Yeah,
movie
the,
is 2
the
months
dollar
old.
movies was definitely the move.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
up.
man, remember
Yeah.
that? And we used to sneak into other movies.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, we did that a few times.
Them were the days.
Snuck into some movies that we wish we didn't sneak into. I'm like, well, I wish I'd never seen
Right?
this.
Like,
I'm like,
how
I'm glad
is-
this was only $1.
Right.
Like, how is a movie you didn't pay for not worth the money?
Right, because it's not worth the time. I can make more money. I can't make more time.
Right. Oh, but anyways, the point of me saying all of that was I couldn't figure out is why did the AI need the key?
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. I was like, what's this kid? This doesn't make sense. What's this key for? And then they didn't explain that until like the very
Very
end.
end.
Right. I
Because
get
I was
that.
like, a key?
The humans need
So
the
it's
key.
so not a physical key then.
No, it's
physical
an
key.
actual key.
But
Yeah.
That's why it was questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An actual a 2-part key
It's
that
a
you
2-part
slide
key
together that creates one
That
thing.
looks like a screwdriver.
So in a world where keys are becoming
Phillips.
less and less common,
Yeah, thank you.
the AI needs a key.
Well, I couldn't figure out why I know why the people needed a key. I couldn't figure out why the AI needed a key.
Right, and that was the thing. And to me, I was like, this feels like very contrived because you're like,
Oh, it
there's
was
this.
very.
I was like, there's this key, and it wants it, and now we need 2 parts because somehow this takes down the AI. And I'm like, what? You have a rogue AI, and you're gonna take it down with a physical key?
No,
I'm
the
so
key
confused.
doesn't take the AI
key
down.
doesn't
I
take
know,
it.
but
Oh, yeah.
before they explained that to us
Oh.
by the
Oh,
end of
yeah.
the movie, I was very confused throughout the whole thing because I'm like, how does this key matter to a computer program?
I don't understand. I still don't understand why the AI needs the key. But I mean, the plot is messy.
Yeah.
But that's true with outside of like the first one. That's true with
All the
all the
plots
Mission
are.
Impossible
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah, the
Which
plot's
is why I
good,
think
that's
I
it.
didn't like
that's why it's
Fallout.
called Mission Impossible.
Because I was just like, does this make sense? And then that's when I realized the Mission Impossible movies, while entertaining, I don't think they make sense.
No.
Better than other movies that don't make sense.
I mean,
I
at
was looking at 2 fast movies.
least they cover it up by being a good action movie.
Yeah,
But I
Yes.
just think sometimes
good
it's-
actors.
if I think about it, I'm just like,
Don't
The
think
actors,
too hard on
the
it.
actors is definitely good.
okay.
But I mean, it was still
And
okay.
yes, also that.
The plot
Yeah.
was good enough. I'll
Yes.
say
Uh-huh.
there was definitely some contrived things in it, but
Yeah.
it was good enough. So like, I was able to go through it. It's just that one thing that kept nagging me. But then they did explain what the key was for
Yeah.
Yes.
by the end of the movie, which it leads to apparently its source code is on a sub
Yes.
that was sunk that we saw at the beginning of the
Yeah.
movie.
And the AI needs the source code.
Yeah. I think it wants the source code so no one else can get it.
Yeah.
Because apparently, if you use the source code, you can
Control
basically restart it.
and restart it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what the humans want it for.
Because
Because
then
if they
can...
restart it, they believe
Well, no,
that
if they
can
have the
control it.
code, they can do whatever they want and control it and
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
control the
But
world.
this is what I was like, this is so stupid with human thinking.
Is it
You
just not
lost
gonna do the
control
same
of it
same
now.
thing again?
It's going to do the same thing again.
Right, because they put it on the sub
True
to just to monitor it. It
To
was supposed to be
monitor
so
it,
they can
yes.
watch the Russian sub, right?
Yes.
And it
turned
blew up the sub. Like the
It
AI
turned the
just blew it
sub
up.
against itself.
And I'm like, I was confused at what was happening in that scene. I'm like,
Oh, no.
I was like, a torpedo disappeared, then the enemy sub
Oh, I picked that up
disappeared.
right away. I
Yeah.
was just like, there's
It
nothing
made
there.
it seem like on the radar that it was another sub,
Mm.
but there was no other sub. So they're firing at this thing,
And
And
then
there's
it
nothing
turned
there.
the torpedo
nothing
around
there.
back
and
onto
there's
the sub.
nothing there.
Yeah.
So torpedoes just don't like just keep going.
Right.
It's going to go toward a heat signature,
Hmm.
which is them, and they tried to abort it, and it was like it wouldn't let them abort, so they blew themselves up.
Yikes.
Yeah. No, I figured it out right away. I was like, oh, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Of course you did.
Because also they didn't want to fire.
Right,
Of
because
course that starts war.
right, yeah, you typically don't fire on other subs, and there's like, no, he's following on us, and he fired on us, but it was all just made
Yeah.
up.
How do you make up somebody firing
Because
on
you hack into basically like
Into the
hack into
computer.
their radar
into-
system and into
yeah.
their computer,
to make
making
it
them
look like they fired?
yeah,
on
to,
them?
to make it
Yeah.
look like there was a sub there. The sub was following them. That sub fired on them, so then they return fire.
Yeah, because like a sub doesn't have windows, so you're going
Right.
by
The radar.
Just the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like they were bracing themselves for impact for the missile to hit them.
Mhm.
And there's like the missile supposedly
They missed.
hit them.
and
But
it just
nothing
nothing
happened.
Nothing happened.
And it was just like, oh, it must just be a ghost in the machine.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, all right, well, abort
Who
the
designed
missile
this AI?
that shot.
Oh, no, the
that
US
they
government
shot.
did.
They-
Mhm.
Yeah,
There was nothing there.
So they lost
But they
control
couldn't
of. That's
abort it.
playing games.
And
You know,
the
blowing themselves
missile
up.
is going to hit something.
Right.
And it
Whatever
was
the biggest heat source in the area is.
Yeah.
which was
Which
only
was-
them because there was nothing there.
Yeah, I will say I did like the opening scene because it reminds me, like, you know how in the '90s we had like sub movies that we
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have sub like
It
Crystal
did have, like,
Tide.
a
or-
Red October.
Yeah.
Red October feel.
and I thought like that's kind of cool, like, cause we don't get that anymore.
I did like that scene. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I mean that's the gist of the entire movie. So now we need the key to take out the AI
So they're basically chasing each other around the world for
for
the
this key. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
that's like the whole thing, right?
basically.
But first his friend has the key. I never remember these people from Mission Impossible, so it's like the one
the
girl.
people who's been in it from the beginning.
Look, man, I watch these movies sporadically. It's not like I follow it like
Do
regularly.
you know the first movie that Vin Rain was in?
The first one?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, so you know that. Good.
Okay.
Yeah, I
At least
mean,
you
I
got
know
that one
Vin
right.
Raines is in the movie. Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about the girl that was
Oh,
in a
she
desert.
first appeared in the third one.
Man, I
Mission
don't
Impossible
know.
3?
All I remember is the
Elsa,
one.
or Ilsa.
Elsa, yeah.
Elsa.
I remember the first one, and then how terrible the one with Tandy Newton was.
Maybe we should revisit Mission Impossible 2. Maybe
Are
it's
you
not.
sure?
Maybe
we have
it's
only
not as
rewatched the
bad.
first one.
Oh, we should. We should. Let's
So-
just go on a Mission Impossible binge. I'm down for it. Honestly,
All right.
Mission
I can
Impossible.
catch
Yeah,
up.
I remember seeing that in the theaters.
I think I missed two. I think
The
I missed
second
two movies.
Yeah, Mission Impossible 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing it
I
in the
I
never-
theaters.
think I saw 2 and 3 in the theaters.
Yeah, 2 and 3 I saw in the theaters.
Did Ang Lee do?
I think so.
Of course he did. All right.
Goodness.
So
She has a
Yeah.
bounty on her head.
yeah, she has a bounty on her head because she has the key.
One
of the
half
key. One
of the
half
key.
of the key. So the bounties are there. So we get that whole scene with him saving her from the bounties, and then she dies, quote unquote. But she's not really dead, of course.
course
I was
not.
wondering, like, because the one girl bounty hunter got shot, and they were like zoomed in on her, and I'm like, why are we showing this? I was like, what's the point? But they replaced. They made it look like it was her that was there. What's her name? Because
It's Ilsa.
Ilsa. They made it look like it was Ilsa.
All right. Mission
Yeah.
Impossible 2 was directed by John Woo.
John Woo.
John Woo.
Oh man, that sound bad. Okay. Well.
What's our timestamp here?
Go ahead, just take that part out.
So, now I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, he saves her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it saves
And
her.
she pretends to be dead, so they'll stop chasing her.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to find out what's the purpose of the key because he doesn't know.
Yeah, but they're still chasing it. Like, and that's
Yeah.
the thing is like, I think that's why it was such a nagging point for me because they're chasing the key and they don't even know what it does or where it goes.
That's
So
the
what
thing, it's
about
like-
the rabbit's foot that they was looking for in that one with Owen Damien that nobody knew what it was, but they
True.
was like, oh well, he's got to have it, so we don't know what it is, we don't know what it does, but we're gonna go get it and give
See,
it to
I
him.
don't think I saw that one. Yeah, I think I missed
With
two
Owen
movies.
Damien?
Yeah.
I think you saw that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I missed
And
two
they were
out of the
chasing
franchise, I'm
the
pretty sure.
the rabbit's foot.
Yeah.
yeah. Remember when they went to the Vatican and had to steal it, and he was
Yeah.
in the bathroom with him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
See, I told y'all, man.
Yeah, I mean, it is basically the same thing. It's basically everyone's like, this is really important. It gives us all the power, but they don't really know, like, where does it unlock and all of this. But there's like everyone wants it.
Yeah.
So basically, you have like 3 different sides chasing after this thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
So you got the sentient AI that wants the keys,
The U.S. government.
the key, So
Well, all the world governments, basically.
Yeah, all the
and then
governments, yeah.
all the world governments, and then you also got the IMF.
Plus, the one the girl worked for, Vanessa. That's her real name. I don't know what her name in the movie is.
Well, she found out that she was working for the Scythian, but she didn't know.
Who?
The one with the blonde hair.
The blonde, yeah, the
Oh,
blonde
man, what is her name in the movie? I forget.
I
I do remember her
actor name
from
She was in
the,
she was in the
Past
previous
movie, right?
the previous
She was in the
movie,
previous movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Elena.
Yes,
Elena. Yeah,
Elena.
that,
Yeah.
that sounds familiar.
Okay.
That is your second runner-up for Invisible Woman if Margot Robbie is not doing it.
I might choose her over
I kind of
Margot
prefer her.
Robbie.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
prefer her.
really?
Yeah.
See, I think I
I
would go
would
with
too.
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie's a little too familiar to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I would pick her over. Actually, yeah, I would pick her over Margot
But
Robbie.
she's their second choice.
I mean, I don't hate it.
I don't hate either one of them. I don't know if those are my choices for Invisible Woman, but
I feel like she seems like too much of a. I don't know how to word this,
Hoping
but
this
like
word doesn't start with a B.
No.
What?
Oh, okay, all right.
what
The best?
Yeah, best.
No, but I mean, she does feel like a really like strong and dominant woman.
Yeah.
And when I think of Invisible Woman, that's not.
Well, that's
what I
because that's
think
all
of.
they're always written in the comics and
mean-
cartoons.
Okay.
It
Even
depends on how she
Storm
plays
was
it,
written
though.
that way.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too much. I can't
Yeah,
take
Storm
it.
is like, you're way too powerful for this. Why you acting like this?
Mhm. And Rogue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I can take either one of those.
Yeah. But yeah, so all of them are chasing for the key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the airport scene,
That was dope.
I think that was pretty cool. So it was some interesting stuff going on. There was a lot of interesting stuff going on.
It's
in the
also the FBI is looking to bring in Ethan Hunt.
movie. Well, yeah, because he's
Yeah.
rogue
But
again.
aren't they not? I mean, it doesn't seem like all of these movies are the same. I mean, but even Benji said it. It was just like, so we're going rogue again, like we do all the time. Because since the very beginning, is always, oh no, there's a mole. Oh no, someone betrayed us. We're gonna go off script
If
and
you choose
disobey
to accept this mission,
disobey the government and do our own
that should've been
thing to
your
bring.
intro.
They do this in every movie.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then when I was thinking, like, this dude goes rogue every time. Like, why are we bringing him back?
But they kind of
He's the
dangle that in front of them every time
'Cause he's
anyway.
the
Because
best.
like you said, if you would choose to accept this special, like, hey, if either one of y'all caught, we disembowel y'all and everything, we basically abandon you. So don't they kind of dangle that in front of their face anyway? Like, hey, if we go rogue, we're basically just gonna accept that anyway and just
Yeah.
I
do
mean,
what it is.
basically.
That's
Yeah.
basically
But I
what
just
it
like
is.
I don't even know like why do you call him back though? You always
Yeah,
be
it's not like if,
Yeah, they do call him back.
if he goes rogue, it's not like, can you really put him in prison? Because he wasn't doing it anyway, right?
yeah, but
Right.
see, then you put him in like the bottom of the prison.
Oh yeah.
the
You
place that doesn't
illegally
exist.
detain him
Yeah,
Yes.
without a trial. Yeah. So,
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like what they did with Sean Connery in The Rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
Connery.
But anyway, so there was supposed to be a buyer for the key at the airport, and then this
Of
is
course.
where we run into Haley Atwell's character, who was a
Yes.
thief. It was hired by who was she hired by?
The entity, but
The
she
The
didn't.
AI hired her.
Yeah.
To steal the key.
Yeah.
Yes, but she didn't.
She didn't know that that's who she was working for.
Yeah. So this is interesting, and I'm going to make a comparison between this and our final James Bond movie, No Time to Die.
Mm-hmm.
So
Excuse me.
she is definitely being set up as the replacement for.
You think so?
I think so. She's joining the IMF the same way that Ethan Hunt did, and there's too many parallels. They're gonna have her replace Ethan Hunt.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I mean, I think she'll be in future movies, but she is not replacing Ethan Hunt.
I feel like you can't replace Ethan Hunt.
It's
How
not
long is Tom
happening.
Cruise gonna do this?
I mean,
They-
not
but they-
not like can't
First
like
of
he
all-
has to do it forever. I'm just saying you just have to kill his
They
character.
talking about replacing
a
him
different
in
direction.
other movies. Wasn't he supposed to get replaced in Rogue Nation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, first I said this when they said they were bringing Haley Atwell on, and to me it feels like in the movie that's what they're doing. They really played it up to be like, here's her joining the IMF, and now she has no choice to join the IMF.
Yeah.
So
And
then
stuff.
she just joins the IMF. How does that make her a replacement for Ethan Hunt?
I don't know.
Like, I think she's just a part of the team.
But
You
if she choose to accept,
She did choose to.
So-
She did choose to.
I think that just means that she's a part of the team. Like now, in the future movies, it'll be her, Tom Cruise, Vin Rames, and the guy who plays Benji. Like those three.
Oh, one of them people's dying.
And in that Simon
What
Pegg,
happened to Paula?
Somebody's
Patton's
dying.
character?
Yeah.
Huh?
the
What
guy
happened to
who
Paula
played
Patton's character?
Did she die?
No,
Did
she
she
didn't
die?
die.
no, she never died.
I remember
She just
Paula
was just in
Patton's
that one movie.
But that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
wait, no, two
like
movies.
Yeah.
they really bring people back often.
Someone's
right?
dying
Right.
in
but
the next movie.
but those, yes, definitely.
Yeah,
It's not Tom Cruise. So, but it's like
I think it's
you
gonna be
had
Benji.
your three.
I really hope not.
That's what I'm saying. You can't get rid of those three. Those three has been there from the very beginning.
Mm.
Like I really feel like you can't. They're
Are
not
they
going
gonna
anywhere.
kill Grace then?
You can't kill Haley Atwell.
yeah, you
Yeah,
what?
they just got her.
Someone's dying.
You're
just
not
got her.
killing Haley Atwell.
Someone's
They
dying.
brought Haley Atwell on to continue her in this franchise, one way or
Yeah, I
another.
think they're just gonna add her to the franchise. But I mean,
She's joining the IMF.
if
She's
anyone,
definitely in the.
if
Somebody's gotta
anyone
retire,
die, it's either Benji or Luther.
Yep. That's what I'm saying.
I say
Or
Benji.
Ethan.
I
I,
think it's
know
gonna
you
be
don't
Ethan.
agree with me. But
I think it's
I
gonna be
think
Benji.
Ethan can die too.
Tom
I
Cruise
was thinking that.
is not killing himself in this movie.
I mean, I was thinking that though. Like in part 2, like either he kills himself or he just.
it would make sense, but Tom Cruise is not gonna let Ethan Hunt die.
He's pushing his 60s.
Well, in my comparison, I mean, you disagree with it, but I'm
Uh-huh.
comparing the two movies, and if Haley Atwell is really there to take up the reins as the main character for Mission Impossible, I think it's being done better than what they did in James Bond.
Yes.
Yeah,
I would agree with you.
Well, one, I think off rip, she's automatically a likable character,
Yes.
and she felt natural in this movie, even though she wasn't a spy.
Right.
Right, like this wasn't new to her. Like this stuff was like it was scary and different, and she was different than everyone else around her. Like she was a thief, but she's not a spy, right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? She's
mhm.
like, I'm not fighting or climbing on top of trains or whatever. But it's like she was competent enough to do things, but at the same time, you could tell this wasn't her wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think the way, first of all, it matters if you create a likable character.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times these companies forget that you can't just like, oh, here's this person. I gotta want to see this person again.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think we mentioned it in our review of No Time to Die, but when they had introduced the new 007, they just was like, "Oh, this
Yeah,
is
just-
007
just here
now,"
she is.
and she's really good and she's great. But you didn't show her do anything. We didn't
Yeah.
like. It was
Yeah,
just
like nothing makes me want to see her again, which is
Yeah.
funny because the 10 minutes we got of
The girl that was pretending to be the bartender.
what's her name?
Anna
Dead.
de Armas. I'm
Wow.
sorry.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
When
Let's
they
not
were
even try.
in-
Let's not even try.
It is Anna.
I am so
Anna,
sorry.
okay.
You guys can yell at me later. Her, like, I really liked her character.
I did
Yeah.
too.
And like, if there was anyone who was going to replace James Bond, I would rather it be her
Yes.
Mhm.
than the person that they like. This is going to be the person.
Yeah.
I believe that's what we all said in the podcast.
That's exactly
That's
what we
what
said.
that would have been a good replacement.
Yes.
Yeah. And so for this, now, it may not be a replacement. She may just be joining the team, which is
Mhm.
fine. But I still think it's done like way better. You actually fleshed out this character. She's not the best off the rip, but you can tell that she can like grow and be like a really good agent here.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And it wasn't just that like here's the replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, which is basically what they did with
It
James
gave it-
Bond.
it gave it
Right.
character growth.
Yeah.
And you can feel the character.
Yeah.
It wasn't thrown at you.
Like Daisy said, you build a likable character, and I think
Yeah.
they built a likable character with her.
Mhm.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Yeah. So some crazy things in the airport, right? We had the bomb that Benji had to
Diffuse.
stop, which
Mhm.
wasn't really a bomb.
Right.
Crazy. I would have been like, okay.
Yeah, but
Apparently it was nuclear, so
hey, you play that game, right? You don't know the bomb's not real.
I know. I mean, if
True
I'm
enough.
there, I'm trying to solve it because if it's a nuclear bomb, there's no point of me running.
Right.
Oh yeah, you're gonna
So-
die anyway.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we might as well try to stop it.
Right.
So it had the riddles on that to solve, which was a bit crazy, and then you had the whole because the AI seems to be in everything. So Ethan like looked at a person and then it like deleted them from his vision, which
Yeah.
was because he had on like glasses, which was
Yeah.
interesting because that means if he took his glasses off, would he just saw the person?
Yes.
Probably.
He would have.
Yes,
So
he
he
Because
was
they were
just
saying
taking his
that
glasses off.
because
Yeah, right. Like-
it was Gabriel, and it was like basically the AI was erasing him in real time.
yeah,
Yeah.
So as he's walking through the airport, the AI is erasing him from the cameras.
yeah.
So Ethan got on the funky glasses.
So
thinks
he
they see-
never right. He thinks he sees somebody, but then he didn't. But it was the reflection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why when he took off the glasses, he saw the guy in the reflection. I don't know why he put the glasses back on to turn around.
Well, no, I think it's the camera captured the reflection.
Yeah, the camera
right?
captured.
Yeah,
it.
so that's how they figured out who he was. Then we had our, Ethan Hunt runs through everything, so he's running on top
Lots
of the
of running.
airport.
yeah,
lots
yeah.
and lots of running.
Yeah.
Gotta get that cardio in.
Which I forgot, where was he going? Running on the airport. I forgot.
The airplane.
Yeah, he's trying to
Oh,
catch a
he
plane.
jumped on the airplane.
Everybody run through the
He
airport
jumped
to
on the
catch their plane.
They didn't show him jump on the airplane,
How
but
did
he
get to
had to.
Rome?
He had to, because why was
I
he
just
running
thought
on top
about
of the
this.
airport?
I just accepted it when I watched
Well,
the
he's at
movie.
the
Running
airport.
on
He
top
caught
of the
something.
airport because he was getting chased by the
Yeah,
cops.
but how
But
did he
he
get
had
to
to catch that
Rome?
flight.
That's why he was running.
That
He had
flight
to
was
catch that flight.
leaving right then.
That's
Yeah,
not
they-
the only
That's
flight to
why he was
Rome.
running. But he needed to be on that
Did he
flight.
jump on the plane?
They didn't show us. I'm assuming he got on the plane like a
I
got to
literally,
Rome.
as I watched the movie, just accepted it. Like, yeah, okay, he's in Rome now. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the only
Cool.
person they showed on the plane was Grace.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So
got
he
it.
caught up with
Got there
her in
with the
Rome,
baggage.
and then
She gets arrested.
yeah, because he
called the
ratted her
cops.
out.
Yes.
Yeah, he ratted
Yes.
her out. Yeah, basically because she's got a bunch of identities and stuff. She's like super thief.
Yeah.
So she gets arrested, but that's so he can talk to her, and then we leads to our car chase.
Yes.
Yeah, which okay, so car chase scene. I thought this was a fun scene. Actually,
It was.
you know,
Yeah, I enjoyed
fun because she had to drive some of it and she couldn't drive, which was interesting. Like she couldn't do a car chase type of driving, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, she
Which-
was driving too slow, not evading anyone.
hitting
Got the
stuff.
door.
Hitting everything.
She
Oh, those
hit
poor
every
mopeds.
car.
Goodness gracious.
She hit every parked car.
I mean, the streets are small in those countries, but
yeah.
She's not used to that.
This was the first car chase scene where the driver hit all the parked cars.
and they were handcuffed together
yes.
because he put the handcuffs on her to stop her from running, which I guess fair enough because she was
Yeah.
about to dip.
Yeah.
Right,
kept
because he
running
still
away.
needs to get the key. He
Handcuffs
has
on her
it.
to stop her from running when all he does is run.
Hey,
Well,
only
yeah.
one of them can run in
Yeah,
this
not both of
relationship.
them.
Only I'm gonna be the only runner in this movie.
So he said he's going to ditch the car and get a safe car. So
All right, this was actually funny. It did
Yes.
catch me off guard because they showed like this super souped up sports car. I didn't notice what car it was.
yeah,
But
Mm.
it's
when
like,
you press the alarm,
and you're like, oh man, they about to get this right, and then
It
it's
was
like this
Fiat.
this old Fiat 500,
door didn't close all the way.
and then he didn't know how to use it. So it was funny.
Yes.
But it was-
meanwhile, we're getting chased by
Mantis,
the actor that plays
Yeah.
Mantis.
Palm
She's in this.
Clement something another.
Probably shouldn't even try.
It's a French name. I don't know. Which I think she plays a French person in here, doesn't she?
She was speaking
She was
French.
speaking French.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
and
gonna
German.
say yeah. Although I gotta say, I felt
Her name was
like
Paris in the movie.
of all of the characters,
Her
she
name was
felt
Paris.
the most random and
She
unnecessary.
definitely felt the most random. So later on, we learned she's working for an entity. But I was
At
like,
the time, you don't know.
that's weird. So why was she chasing down Grace? I don't know why.
To get the key.
The key.
Oh, to get the key from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's in this huge SWAT truck running
was-
over everything.
Funny though. It was funny though, and she's in like a plaid skirt.
I was that
Yeah.
outfit. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
You didn't like the skirt?
I did not no, because she also had on like these burgundy tights or something, but like it just I wasn't feeling the outfit.
With the skirt?
With
Yeah,
the
yeah,
skirt.
it was a
Yeah.
green plaid skirt. I don't
Green
know.
plaid skirt with like burgundy tights. And like some big boots.
Big boot. Well, you can't wear a plaid skirt without big boots. Just the look.
You got to wear it with the big boots.
Big boots.
All right.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Big boots, plaid skirts.
So then you had the typical part with the chase scene of stairs. And they're taking the Fiat down the stairs, which it tumbles.
I was like, that's going to
sideways.
definitely tip over.
So it tumbles and flips over. And when it lands, they realize that they switched sides on the car.
I guess if they weren't wearing seatbelts, it's possible, but
The car's too small. It
it's
doesn't
too
make any
small.
sense.
Yeah.
But it made for a
she's
funny
in
scene.
She's in the driver's seat again.
Again, so she.
And
has to drive
so
again.
he's telling her to go and drive. And the car is just going in circles.
Oh my god! Yeah, she's driving in
She's
circles.
driving in circles, and he was like, "Make her right here, make her." I am, and she missed the turn, and it's still going in circles.
So has she never driven anything before? I was like, what is
Look,
this?
I mean, look, it's a high intensity situation, So
Yeah.
maybe she just couldn't figure out. what
So
to do. I
Paris
don't know.
is just looking at
Okay.
them because she's trying to get her car started, and just like, what is going on?
All right.
Yeah.
So, and I guess Grace doesn't have any qualms about killing people because she definitely left Ethan Hunt on the train track,
Yes.
handcuffed to a steering wheel.
to a steering wheel.
And then throws the paperclip in. You could have handed it to him. It wasn't like he was going to unlock the handcuffs that quickly.
I think she was just confident in his abilities.
Well, she tried to kill him.
Or she tied to let him die.
If it wasn't,
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
if,
that,
if
that's
it
how
was-
Batman rules.
Yeah.
Batman rule.
if it was anybody else but Ethan Hunt, they don't get out that car because he didn't get out the car.
No, he pulled the steering wheel off.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
It was an older car. You can pull the steering wheel.
I mean, that Fiat, I think that steering wheel comes off.
Yeah,
It might be
yeah.
made that way. Race car steering wheel
He's,
comes off.
he
Good point.
I don't think he clears that train fast enough though.
Oh.
You lost
Well,
a
they
limb.
didn't
At
really
least
show how
lost a
close
limb
the
or
train
something.
was, did they?
Yeah, no, we just heard it coming.
We just heard it coming. He
do subway cars hunk like that?
No.
And then why would it? It wasn't like it was near a junction or anything. It was
No.
just a tunnel.
No,
Why
you
would
wouldn't-
its horn be going off?
Yeah, you just would have
Yeah,
heard. You
that's
just
true.
would have heard it coming.
Because the car was on a track?
I don't know.
But what's honking the horn gonna do? Like, hey,
Yeah.
get out of the way. Where are they gonna
Because it's
go?
not stopping in time.
You're right. Like, where's it gonna go?
It's going like 80,
Okay,
85 miles an
but
hour. It's
one,
not stopping in time.
They're
by the
in
time
Europe. Their trains are built differently.
That's true.
To stop that fast?
No,
It was a subway train
I'm
still, though.
saying
It wasn't a train.
Yeah.
their trains are different
And
than
it
our
didn't
trains.
stop at that platform because there was no one there.
Because it wasn't like a regular platform.
No,
it was
it
like an
wasn't.
access. So, well, anyhow, okay.
So
but
he
they
gets
do
away.
escape. And so is this where we head to the club then after? this?
Yeah,
Yes.
basically he convinces her that she is this when he convinces her that she has to join the IMF?
Oh,
Then
yeah.
they go to the club, or is that after the club?
That's after.
When did he catch up with it? It's after the club. No. Yes, because she was
It's
in
after.
the club. She was
Yeah.
in the club trying to, because that's where she was supposed to.
Yeah, that's
She
what
was in the
was
club?
thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
A bottle
that's
full of bub?
yeah.
Yeah.
She does have what they need with the key. But
yeah, that's where she was supposed to make the exchange.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
all right.
when-
So this meeting was really weird, though.
yes.
Yes.
I have to say, this kind of threw me this whole meeting because it's like the AI planned the meeting,
But you knew
but
that because
right,
you could see it
because
in the screen when
It was
first...
definitely in the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then making that weird noise.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
does
you
the
can see
AI
that.
have it? Like that's not how it works. Okay, it doesn't
It
have a
has-
look.
This one
It has
does.
to.
This one does.
Okay.
But
For the
yeah,
movie's
she was
sake.
making this change with Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah.
And Vanessa Kirby was supposed to meet with her secret guy afterwards
Which was
to verify if the key
what's the
was
guy's
real.
name?
Gabriel.
Gabriel. I was gonna call him Sebastian, but I was like, that's not his name.
He always plays a villain no matter what he's in, though.
He's a villain guy.
He has that villain.
He's got that
face.
villainy look.
Okay.
Looks like a villain.
You look like a villain. Don't have you play
Is he not always a villain?
I don't know. He probably was in other stuff.
As a villain.
as an extra?
So, but anyway, so we have Gabriel, we have
More than
Grace,
likely.
we have Ethan there,
and
and
Elena.
Elena,
Yes.
and basically the AI is like it calculated everything. So why is Gabriel working for the AI? I don't know, but
Because he just
can.
like killing people.
Yeah, apparently he's. I'm guessing we're gonna get more to that story because apparently there's some connection with him and Ethan Hunt's background.
yeah, I was like, we
He
never saw
killed
this.
Ethan's first partner.
This was supposed to be before
No, that was
he.
the reason why he joined the IMF. Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So basically, there's like tomorrow I'll have the full key. You're gonna bring it to a train, and one of these two people has to die. And they're like, either Grace dies or, what's the girl's name again?
Ileana.
Elena?
No,
No, not Elena.
Not
What are
The
we
Elena.
one that
talking
was
about?
supposed to be dead. That's not dead anymore.
Isn't it Ilsa?
Ilsa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, close
jeez,
enough.
Man, these names.
Ilsa Elena.
Too many characters.
Same thing.
Y'all gave her 4 different names.
We did. Elsa.
Okay, so either Ilsa or Grace dies. I'm glad they
And
did
he
it
said
the
he
way
was going
they.
to wait for them at the bridge.
Yeah, I'm glad they did it the way they did because I was like, well, is this really a choice for Ethan? I get like, if I met Grace and she was in a perilous situation, I'm not going to let her die.
Right.
But if they gave him a choice between Ilsa and Grace, why wouldn't he save Ilsa for, and like Grace he just met? So I'm
Mhm.
glad it wasn't a choice for Ethan.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
situation happened that they took over comms. They misled Ethan right to an alleyway to get beat up by Mantis, and then Paris. I'm sorry, her name was Paris.
Paris.
Was she a French person named Paris?
That's what I asked. I'm like, her name was Paris.
Her name is Paris.
I'm
That
sure
is
that's
really-
the thing.
It's on the nose. That is dead on the nose.
I mean, it's like me naming my kid Washington.
And he works for the United States government.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they mislead Ethan, so Grace ends up at the bridge.
And she really can't fight.
She
So
can't fight.
She got her bucket.
So she got these knives, but she's getting beat up by. He has a sword? No. Ilsa had a
She
sword.
brought the sword.
Yeah.
It's weird, but fine.
I was thinking,
I
and
was like,
this is
in
like
this
this
fight-
in a lot of movies, Mission Impossible, they never have guns.
Yeah. Why didn't nobody have
For these people to
Why
be
didn't Ilsa have
secret
a gun?
agents.
Right.
Like, why
shoulda had a
don't they
gun.
have guns?
Yeah.
So it was like basically either one of them is going to die, and
Right.
he was about to kill Grace, but Ilsa shows up. So
Right.
basically, that's
Yeah.
so it calculated that either no one shows up and they kill Grace, or Ilsa's the one that's going to show up because they're going to mislead Ethan.
Yes.
Right.
And so Ilsa shows up and she loses the fight. Oh, that was a decent fight.
Yeah.
And she dies. And then at this point, this is when they convinced Grace to join because now she has nothing left.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, like either you're gonna have to keep running until eventually they track you down and kill you,
Yeah,
or at least join the IMF and then we can protect you because you don't exist.
yeah.
Yeah. And then
Right.
there was another running scene with Tom Cruise running down the alley trying to hurry up and get to the bridge.
I was like, why did
Before
we
the
plan
bridge
this
disappears?
fight in the narrowest alley possible? I'm like, how are you supposed to fight here?
Yes.
It's body length.
Yes, it's like this.
I'm like, who's supposed to fight?
But-
Not, I mean, obviously not.
my,
that
Ethan,
was-
but-
whole time in that fight, I was like, slam their heads against the wall. Slam their heads
They
against
were.
the wall.
They were.
They were.
But
On
it's
purpose
like
or-
But
Well, mistake.
apparently humans can get
purpose.
their heads slammed against walls multiple times and still.
in
fight?
movies they can.
Yeah.
All right,
I was
these
like,
are brick walls.
I feel like they were knocked out
Mom
at
always
least
told me I
by
was
the
hard-headed,
second
so maybe
slam.
I can.
Yeah. Yeah. And he got hit with that pipe multiple times.
It hurt.
Because I don't care you doing this. It still hurts. That's
It's
a
a-
broken forearm.
It's a movie. In movies, you can run into concrete walls, get hit with pipes, beaten up with baseball bats, and you
Jump
get
through
up.
a window.
Shot,
Yeah.
get burned up in the car, and
Yeah.
still come out with no scars or nothing on
Yeah,
your
you
white
walk away
t-shirt,
from
Vin
that.
Diesel.
It's just like I just let that go because it's just like okay.
Yeah.
I agree
So,
with you.
but I guess the key to this is he didn't harm Paris. Like, he
Right.
he stopped her and then he went on to try
Yeah.
to find her.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't kill her.
Which I mean, I guess his point wasn't to kill you. Like he's
Right.
not trying
No,
to.
but that's just like who he is. But I mean, that becomes significant later because it's like you let me live, and I'm like, have you not been following this guy for the last 30 years? He's not just going to kill you just because.
Yeah.
True
Also, I think that was a miscalculation on the AI's part, which I'll get to. Because now we're on a train scene. So they convince Grace, and they're like, okay, but you need to pretend to be Elena, so that we can talk to the buyer and get the. Well, they have both keys now.
Right.
They need to verify that the key is real.
Yeah.
And it's not fake.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they needed to find out who the buyer is, and hope that the buyer knows
where to use the key. So that's why they need to talk about it, because they have both keys, but they need to know where.
And I was like, oh man, they didn't do it, because they was like, of course, making the mask, and I was like, hey, the mask machine didn't break this movie, then it broke.
Mask machine broke. So now Grace has to go by herself.
So Grace has to go by herself as Elena.
But
No. It made her mask, but broke on Tom Cruise's mask.
Yeah, but Tom Cruise can't be her security guy.
Oh, okay.
All right, so
now he has to figure out how to get on the train.
Well, before we do that, I know this is a nitpick for all Mission Impossible
I know
movies.
what you're going to say. That guy's like 6'4" and Tom Cruise is 5'6".
No, I'm talking about Grace and Elena.
Oh, also
one is brunette and bigger.
Wig, but one.
They're built differently.
Their face shape is different.
Like Elena is a bit more slender,
Yes.
and like Haley Atwell, like I'm like, okay, you would definitely tell the difference.
That mask does not fit
these
on
masks
her face.
don't work. But that's a nitpick for Mission Impossible as a whole.
Yeah.
Like the entire series. I'm like, this doesn't.
That mask doesn't fit on her face.
But no, let's say I buy the mask, right? Because the mask is going to make the face shape, however.
Yeah.
But the body shape is different.
But the body shape, though, is like they grow 6 inches and gain 100 pounds.
Yeah. It's like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, their body type is totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, so she goes on and pretends to be Tom Cruise. Has to figure out how to get on the train, so that's the whole thing. That whole thing was just so Tom Cruise can do a stunt.
It literally was just so he can jump off a mountain.
Yeah.
Also,
they.
I mean, it looked nice. So.
Because I'm like, how would Gabriel know that that's how he was going to get on the train? So purposely speed it up.
He didn't know that.
Yeah, he
didn't know that at all. He sped the train up so he can blow it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because he had the timer.
Stop it, right? They wouldn't be able to stop it.
So if it's going at the speed he set it at, he knows when it's going to hit the bridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, so the AI set a couple of things in place. So, like you mentioned, it sped the train up and like took away the brakes and all that. Was it Ving Rhames that pointed this out to Ethan? I think it was, where it's basically like, hey, it's steps ahead of us, and it knows you want to kill Gabriel. If you kill Gabriel, or if you die, either way it wins.
Yeah.
Because supposedly Gabriel's the only one that knew where to use the key.
Yeah.
And it was like, and I thought that was an interesting little thing. I'm like, so you got to go on this without trying to get revenge.
Yeah.
On this guy, especially since
even if the source. I mean, even if the AI don't get the key, it still can take over the world without it. It wants the key to wipe out anyone having a possibility of getting there.
Yeah.
But since Gabriel is the only one that knows where it is, since he killed the one guy, I would say it was 2 people with the United States working against each other.
Okay, so we didn't get to this part. So basically, so the U.S. was the buyer. It's what's his last name? The guy that head of the IMF.
Kravik, something like that.
Something like that. But the IMF guy, he wanted it, but he didn't. So they were wrong. He didn't know where it was supposed to be used. So the buyer didn't know, but
the other guy did.
The other guy did, and he was on the train too. The head of national security or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he was on the train and he knew, and so Gabriel meets up with him. And basically is like, you're the only one that knows. Didn't it sound like Gabriel didn't know where to use it either?
It did sound like Gabriel didn't know. And then he's like, oh, you're the only one. So he kills him because he's like, I did, because the whole movie made it seem like Gabriel didn't know, which is why he basically needed all those other people. But it turns out he did know, or maybe he
I'm
felt
guessing they
like
I think
know.
he was pretending that he didn't know to see if that guy knew, and since he did, if he kills him, then Gabriel was the only one that knows at that point.
So
which
here-
it would make sense on what Vin Rain said, that if you kill Gabriel,
yeah.
he wins, or if he kills you, he still wins.
So here's where I think the AI had made a mistake. So
Okay.
Gabriel turns on Paris, saying because he spared your life, you're going to betray me, and tries to kill her.
Mm.
Which is why she betrayed you.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't think she was going to betray you if you like. It didn't matter.
I agree. That was like a huge leap. Like,
Yeah.
okay, you killed the U.S. government guy. She's standing there, is like, you're going to betray me. So he stabs her. But I'm like, at this point, she has no reason to.
No.
She has no reason to team up with Ethan at this point.
Right. She
Like,
was
you-
still working for you.
Yeah, you killing the government guy means nothing to her. She watched you and killed a bunch of people already.
Yeah. I took it like, did he use that as an excuse because now she also knows where it is?
So what? She would then what? But why?
Yeah, I'm like, and so you assume that she was going to tell Ethan
Yeah.
where it is?
And then I mean,
You don't know that. And I don't think she would have.
yeah. Then that's like, so then it's like you stab her, and so then her betrayal is that basically she saves Ethan from dying. To me, I'm like, that's not really.
Yeah.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he didn't say it was like her betrayal was she was gonna tell Ethan where it was.
Right, but I don't think.
I don't think she would have.
I don't think she would have either. But she is now because you tried to kill her.
Yeah, like why would
Like,
she be loyal
That's what I'm
now
saying.
that you stabbed me?
It would have made more sense if he would have turned and killed her and said that I need to be the only one that knows where
Yeah.
this is.
But maybe that was the reason, and he was just saying that, like, you know,
As an
Well, it kept
excuse.
saying basically like it can predict the future, like
Not
take
really.
everything you do and
and like,
it-
AIs aren't always right. I don't care how good it is.
right. But he
All
was
it's
basically
doing is going off of human behavior
Well,
of
yeah.
what you do, but all you got to do is slightly alter something.
which is why you don't stab the girl.
yeah,
Yeah, but see, then again, I kind of believe it because it's a computer and it doesn't think that far. You know, like
yeah,
True.
right. It's only going
So
to know A and B.
it's a
variables.
possibility that because her life was saved, she betrays, and it's probably like, oh, high possibility, so kill her. But that pushes it over the edge, right?
Yep.
Because I doubt she would have betrayed. But anyhow, we get a pretty cool train scene where they're trying to stop the train. Oh, well, he has to fight Gabriel on top of the
Of
train.
course,
first.
but that's like
Yes.
standard.
I'm always like, on top of train scene.
This is dangerous. Let's go inside.
Yeah.
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 So,
Oh, because he purposely timed from Grace getting killed because she was about to get killed.
Yeah,
And he
but that was
lands
That
in
wasn't.
the train.
that just happened. It was kind of a fortunate thing, which
Yeah.
is, you know, plot armor for her or whatever.
Yeah, well, you know they're not gonna kill her. So
Yeah.
at some point he was gonna enter this train and save her life.
Yeah, so Grace
He
is
doesn't
about-
walk up from that. Walk from that.
Yeah, they don't walk from a lot of stuff.
Well, yeah. I mean,
he jumped through a train, not just the window, the side of the train, going
Alright.
80 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
you,
doesn't get through the
you
train.
dead.
Well, anyway, so
You
Grace,
dead.
Grace is about to die, and he crashes through the train into the person that's about to kill her.
Right.
And then so that's how they get the key. They're trying to stop the moving train now. The FBI's still after Ethan.
Yes. Gabriel's grabs the key, climbs on top of the train.
And so that's where we get the fight between Gabriel and Ethan. Interesting fight, of course, because Ethan has to stop Gabriel from dying too.
Yeah, he can't.
Yeah.
He can't kill him.
Yeah, except for when he finally gets a chance to kill him, and he's like, "I'm gonna kill him." But I have a theory. Do you think Ethan was really trying to kill him, or was that his way of getting the key?
I think that
In
was.
my head, I was like, I forgot about the key at that point, but I didn't think he was going to kill him. I
I-
thought he was going to stab him somewhere where it subdue him.
Well, I mean, he had the knife in his neck, so
no, I
I didn't think
don't
he was
think
going to
gonna
like
kill
go
him.
through
No, I
and
agree.
Continue stabbing.
He
him in
needed
the
a
neck.
way to basically. He needed a way to pick his pocket.
Yeah,
Right.
so-
And if you got if you're going to stab me in the neck, I'm not paying attention to what you're doing.
Yeah, so he's got that,
True.
and he got the key. And after he got the key, I was like, I think that's what he was doing.
Yeah, because I really think that Vin Rames, Luther is like one of his best friends.
Yeah.
He's going to listen to him.
Yeah.
He said like, hey, you can't kill this man. I'm not going to kill this man.
Yeah.
Right.
So after that, Gabriel escapes the train. He convinces the FBI people chasing him to save the people on the train rather than get him. And then they failed to stop it because you couldn't stop the train. But they unhooked the
They unhooked the engine,
engine,
Right.
I guess.
which would have worked, but they blew the bridge up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we have this whole scene with one car falling over the bridge at a time as they climb up it, which was interesting.
They don't make it.
Uh,
Especially when they go through that kitchen car.
when they were in the kitchen, I was like,
It's grease.
that grease is
it's
still
fire.
hot, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That grease is still hot. I'm
No
like,
wonder
it
I
getting
was
burned.
like, outside of them getting burnt, I'm like, it's too slippery now. There's no way that they're able to grab and catch their footing.
They did though.
They did, but it's like realistically, no.
They got them non-slip kitchen shoes on.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Non-slip. Don't matter what it is.
That's how he was able to fight on the train, on top of the train.
Non-slip,
Yeah,
man.
I
That's
stopped
non-slip
forcing
means
fights on top
non-slip.
of trains because they do it in every movie, and I'm like, you
The
can't.
train is the train. The train is going too fast. You cannot stand.
Like, as soon as you move your
Because
foot, you're
like
dead.
they land on the train and then just get up and start walking. I'm like, yo, I don't know about that, bruh.
No.
Plus, it's got a curved roof, and y'all just doing all this stuff like it's not
Yes.
easy to fall off
Yes,
of this
and
train.
then you got like the signal signs, and it's just like, oh, they time it just right to duck or to jump over it. If you jump over it, you missing your landing. You're slipping on the train.
Yeah, but it's okay. But yeah, so that's what we're talking about. Paris saves them in the last car, and they got the key now. They know it goes to the sub where the source code is, and I guess that's what we're going to be doing for the
Yeah.
next
Because
movie.
Paris do tell him.
I think Paris is alive.
I don't think it matters. Like, honestly, if there was a character I didn't see anymore,
I mean,
It
no,
could be
she
her.
doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
they made a point to say that she still had a pulse when the FBI went and checked her.
They did.
Yeah,
I
so
don't-
they're probably going to be using her again.
I
and-
have no feels about her. So, whatever.
All right. That's the gist of the movie. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because now he has to go to the sub.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall,
All right.
Yeah.
yeah, this is a good movie, good action scenes. My thing about the
Oh, and
action
Grace chose
scenes.
to accept. the
Yeah.
mission.
Well, yeah.
Duh.
She IMF. Of course.
Yeah.
Well, we knew she was going to do that.
You gotta
Yeah.
accept. We know we make it look like a choice, but you have to.
Yeah.
My thing about the action scenes, like, while I thought like they were good, looked good, the movie in itself looks amazing.
Yes.
Is there never too suspenseful? Because you already know nothing is going to happen to Tom Cruise and nothing is going to happen to Haley
That's
Atwell.
true. See, that's why they got to kill him.
See,
in the
I
next
don't
one.
know. I mean,
because then it would be a shock to all of
I
us.
kept on saying to myself as the cars was falling that they were going to make it, but I still was like, it was still intense to me.
I mean, I enjoyed the scene, but it still felt like at the end of the day, it's like they're going to make it.
So he's like Vin Diesel.
Well, yeah,
He's gonna
Wait, you
make it.
didn't. I didn't know they
It's-
were going to make it.
I felt the same way in like Top Gun Maverick, right? Like at the end where it's just like, you know, like, okay, they're going to come rescue him.
Yeah,
Even though it was like it came at the end, you're just like, he's going to get rescued.
that's true. Yeah, it's hard to make suspenseful scenes when you know. I mean, like I said, I did like the scene still, but I get where you're coming from. Like I did
But I
know
mean,
the
if he
entire
did
time
die
they
in
were
a
gonna make
scene,
it.
then everybody would have been upset.
No, I guess this. I
if
would
it was
know.
warranted.
Yeah, I guess the
Some people
suspense
would've
is
been upset,
how
yeah.
do they make it, right?
I guess.
And it can't be too ridiculous.
True. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Also, does Paris pull them up with that stab
No,
wound?
she does not. She looked like she was already dead. She was all pale
She had a
looking.
knife in her
sweating.
stomach.
Yes.
She's trying to pull somebody. You
And she
need them to
pulled
use her
Tom
abdominal
Cruise.
muscles
Yeah,
for this.
for everything.
She pulled Tom Cruise and Atwell up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way.
One, I don't think I can do that.
In perfect
doesn't
health.
pull Atwell up by herself
Well,
either. He-
I was thinking, but he didn't though. But it reminds me of Batman Begins when Christian Bale pulls up Liam Neeson, and I was just like,
Oh, yeah.
nope.
With one hand.
One hand off the side of a cliff. I'm like,
Yeah,
nope.
no.
Yeah,
There's
people
no
are
way.
heavy.
You're
no
not.
way. Yeah.
No.
Especially when they were what, sliding down the
Yeah,
cliff, and
sliding
he
down
had
the
the biggest
cliff.
fall. You're like, first of all, that
I'm
arm's
like, you're
broken.
not pulling this
Please.
200-pound man up.
No.
No, you're both.
No.
You
Not
better
with
like
one arm.
move his hand over to the cliff and like hang on.
Yeah, you better hang on because I'm not gonna make it. Unless
Yeah.
one of us survive.
But yeah. All right, so then we're going into part 2, which I hope is next year.
It is next
It
year.
is,
Okay.
but it is also delayed.
Oh, is it not done? I thought they like
No, why
filmed
would
this
it be
all together.
delayed?
They said it was delayed.
Why? It's already done.
Rewrites?
Is it already done?
Yeah, they.
Mm.
Well, I know originally the movie was going to be shot back to back.
I was like, I figured they
I
shot
thought
it
I
back
read
to back.
that.
Why wouldn't you shoot this back to back?
Yeah.
I thought I read it. I'll re-look at it again.
Okay, this is one movie I was expecting to still come out.
Yeah. I mean, the movie
Well,
was
Tom
already
Cruise will
delayed
make it
2
happen.
years. Yeah. So, I mean, you know what I find interesting is that when I found out this was a 2-part movie, I'm just like, why?
Right, because it clearly says that it's not going to end the installment of the movies.
So, but then because, you
And
know,
yes, it is coming out next year.
yeah, because, yeah, it's already done. And, you know, a lot of movies lately have been 2 parts that don't need to be 2 parts.
Man.
This one did, I guess.
In this one, I felt like, even though going in, I'm just like, why is this a 2-part movie? I didn't mind it because, one, I do want to find out what happens next.
I did. Oddly enough.
And it felt like it had a real ending.
It did.
It didn't feel empty or incomplete like some
And
other
going-
2-part movies we have seen.
And going into watching this movie, I said, if this ends on a cliffhanger, this is going to affect my rating of this movie.
Well, you know what they did was they set the movie up with a clear objective, and the clear objective was for them to get the key.
Yes.
And that was it. And at the end of the movie, they got
got
the
it.
key. And so that's why it feels complete, because it was like, hey, we need this key. And you go through the whole movie. And then finally we get the thing we were looking for. Now we set up a new objective for the next movie is find the submarine,
Yeah.
which is what they'll have to do in the next movie. So I think that's what made it set it apart. Instead of it being, we have to get the key and then we end after the club scene, after she dies or something. Because that's what some movies would do,
Yeah.
and then you
Or
could do
it
the second
would've
one,
ended, or it would have
afterwards.
ended when the bridge exploded and the train went over.
Yeah,
Right.
which is not an ending to the movie.
I would.
Here's looking at you, Dune. But all right, so
I would have been
Fast
upset.
X.
Like if
I didn't see
if
that
the
one.
bridge blew up and the train went over and then they started showing credits, I would have been upset. I would have been mad.
so
And I said, going into watching the movie, I said, do not end this on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I understand it's 2 parts, but do not end this on a cliffhanger.
yeah, so I think they did do a good job here. I do want to know what happens.
Yeah.
next. I think that's pretty good. But let's get into nitpicks.
Okay.
Pick some
Some nits.
So I don't have a ton because you have to let things go.
I say the mine's
Can't let the
about that
masks
train.
go, man. I
I'm-
can't let it go.
I'm letting a ton of stuff go.
Okay.
So, but my questions are just more about like, does it make sense? Is it logical? So the U.S. government was responsible for the AI. They were playing games with the Russian sub and end up losing everything.
Mhm.
How did the keys get out of the ice cap?
Yeah, because somebody had to go in there and get it.
Someone they
Because I know
explained
they
it, and
said
now I
they
forgot.
found
I
the
think they
soldiers
found
in
it,
the
yeah.
spring. So then did the U.S. government find the soldiers? Because at some point these keys were together.
Well,
And so
two
then
pe-
they
two different
find the
people had it.
Well,
one
2 people
guy-
had it.
They were on the same ship.
Oh, okay. Together like that. I get you. No, but I'm
They
saying
weren't
it was separate.
physically together. No,
You're right. They weren't physically
So I'm
together.
just trying to figure out, and maybe it was explained to me, but there was a lot of talkie in this movie.
yeah.
So they found the one guy with the key, but not the other guy, or some random guy
They
saw a
went
guy
to go
with the key.
retrieve it, but then I think Ilsa went and got one.
Ilsa stole the
In
key
the
from
ice
somebody.
cap?
Ah, man. All right, I
I
gotta
just-
rewatch it for that. I don't
Yeah, I
remember.
do. Because They do explain on how she ended up with it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm just trying to figure out how we end up to it just being like two completely different places from the sea.
Because the plot needs it to be.
Okay.
One of them got caught by a current, and the current took
man,
it.
yeah.
To,
Okay.
wherever.
Sure.
Washed
All
up on
right.
sea or on land or something.
And then my question is for the next movie, how exactly is Ethan going to access the sub at the bottom of the sea?
I was thinking, I was like, what are they gonna do?
Why.
Subs in the Arctic
That's why
at the bottom.
That's why it's Mission Impossible.
They'll find a way to do it.
There's
He's
no-
going to scuba dive
okay.
down there.
He's going to find a way.
All right.
He's going to scuba dive down there
He's
to his
gonna
music.
take the time. No, never mind. Nope. Never mind. I'm not.
He's
I'm not
gonna
make
take
that-
the-
No. Stop.
No.
I was going to say, I wasn't going to
Stop.
say anything about
Stop.
it. I
No,
wasn't going to
never
say
mind.
anything.
No.
Okay.
So
Too soon.
No gates.
so I just feel like how is this possible? And didn't he get fired? Does he have his job back now again?
Probably.
Of course, he always has his job
Yeah,
back
gets it back.
because he always gets the job done.
The
Yeah,
ID
he
card
got the
still
job
works.
done. He
So
has
stop
the job back.
firing this guy. I don't understand.
Clearly, they have
It's like
nobody
he-
Same thing to
better.
James
Like
Bond.
he goes rogue, and at
Right.
the end of the movie, they're like, "Okay, Ethan, here's your next mission."
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
hmm
All right, that was my last nitpick.
Okay. Random movie facts.
Okay.
Random movie facts.
It was another scene where he was running.
Yes,
Yes, I mean he runs in these movies.
there's a lot of running.
Where you didn't think the running was necessary?
Like, do we need to call it every scene that he
Mm.
runs in?
He did a lot of running in this movie. Like he got some cardio on. He did extra running in this one though.
He always runs.
He's running in jeans.
I don't know. Why are we talking about
Okay.
this?
He runs a lot.
He
In
runs.
jeans.
Derek was
In denim.
apparently enthralled by Tom Cruise running.
I
Like, come on, man.
Do you
I
wish
can't
you
run that
could
much.
run? I don't understand.
All right.
Random movie facts.
Random movie fact.
Okay, so yes, Tom Cruise really did jump on a motorcycle off a cliff.
Yes, I knew that.
Yes.
Because they kept showing it in,
Yeah.
in the like promos
Yeah.
for this. You know.
So yep, really done.
That's the one I didn't see. I didn't see the one where he was hanging off an airplane, right? I think that's the one I didn't see.
Is that Rogue Nation?
Is that Rogue Nation?
Yeah.
Have you not seen Rogue Nation?
Yeah, I didn't see
Pretty
that.
sure you saw all of
Did
them.
I see that? Man, are you sure?
I'm
sure.
pretty sure. There's
saw
no way
all
you
of them.
haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember these. All right, go ahead.
Cause I was like at the beginning of the.
Just
What?
so anyways,
Wait,
this
no.
movie-
That's Batman.
So basically, we already know Tom Cruise does his own stunts, blah blah blah. A lot of stuff is done real, which I do appreciate though. Like you can see the passion he puts into making movies, even though he's a crazy person.
Yeah, no, I will always
Just-
say Tom Cruise is a good actor.
Yeah, and just like everything he puts into making the film, I do appreciate. Especially since lately we have not been getting great movies.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's kind of nice to see like, hey, this guy puts his all into a movie, and you can tell.
Mhm.
Yeah. So besides all the practical effects things that we already know, so this movie was delayed by COVID a
Mhm.
lot.
I would say so.
Yeah, hey, y'all remember that trailer they had put out for the movie that was coming out in like 2 years? And I get that it was delayed, but they put out the trailer still in 2023. And I'm like, what? It's 2021. Why are you showing me this right now?
To build anticipation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I'm going to forget about, which I did. I literally got reminded about this movie last week.
I did too.
Yeah,
I was watching
I
that
forgot about
Transformers
it.
movie, and I was like, "Oh, really? All right, cool."
Yeah.
But all right.
But because all the delays, it was supposed to come out in 2021 to 2022. They were shooting during COVID, but obviously couldn't release it because Tom Cruise refused to release his movie on streaming services.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough. Although I don't buy like you gotta see this in the theater. I don't care. I don't have to. Like I will. If you want me to pay extra to watch it at home, fine. I do not believe
I'm not
I
just
have to see it
re-release
on the big
movies
screen.
in theaters. I mean, like, re-release it. You could have did streaming and
You could.
you actually can do both. I know they get mad, but I'm like, the people that want to see it in theater are gonna go see it in theater
Yeah.
and not watch it at home.
You
I
could
know-
also re-release it because if I watch the movie at home and if I really like it, like I've seen Jurassic Park in theater.
I would probably, I would say
Yeah,
it
the rest part
again.
is dope.
It was dope.
But I do get that there are some movies that's like, theater experience does help some movies out. I don't know if this is one of them.
I
But
don't know. I can always be at home.
yeah.
So
But,
you don't need any audience reaction or anything like that while you're watching the movie.
No,
No.
like Endgame was a theater movie, like but
Yeah, definitely a theater.
Mhm.
Yeah, but like this, like, do I need to hear other people laughing at things I'm not laughing at?
there
No.
there was no audience reaction except for the snoring behind me.
That's not an audience reaction. That's an audience result.
Goodness.
It's a long
All right.
movie.
Any other?
Yeah, so it was delayed, and then because of the delays, and they had to change like some of the locations they were shooting at. They wanted to use a bridge, but couldn't use a special bridge. Then they had to like build the train so they could destroy the train. So, anyways, the movie ended up being over budget. And so then one production company was like, "Yo, we ain't paying you no extra money." So then Paramount had to eat some of those costs because of all the changes and delays and blah blah blah. But anyways, at the end of the day, the movie finally got released.
I didn't check the box office numbers. How's it doing in box office?
Okay, but not super great.
I got the numbers.
It's interesting. Movies haven't been doing great lately.
No, they haven't.
I think one of the issues is people have gotten comfortable.
Mhm.
I could just watch it at home. And then also I think a lot of the issue is that we've gotten so many movies that haven't been good.
Yeah.
And like
People
I mean
are
like
assuming.
you're just
that
assuming
it's
like
not gonna
why
be.
would I waste another $15 or more because you're not going by yourself, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I go to movies.
I
by
mean, I
myself.
did
I go by myself all the
myself to
time.
watch this movie.
I go by, but
Yeah.
most people they're bringing their spouses or their families or something to the movies.
Yeah.
That's costing you a lot of money.
Yeah, man, it cost me near 100 or sometimes over to see a movie with the full family, man.
Yeah.
I got
rough.
the
Find myself.
numbers though. The budget was 291,
Okay.
which is the biggest budget for a Mission Impossible movie.
For like,
So far for the weekend, they made 235 million.
Okay.
so I mean, it's gonna make its money.
It's
Yeah.
gonna at least
Yeah,
make its
it'll
money
get
back.
there.
But yeah, since it's, I think Across the Spider-Verse was the last movie that actually did like
Mhm.
really good on release.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
Indiana Jones didn't, the Pixar movie didn't.
Well,
I think Indiana Jones is a series we can close out.
that's what I'm saying. It's a continuation that we didn't need. One, I like Harrison Ford. Do I want to see an 80-year-old man in an Indiana Jones movie? I do not. And I think too many studios is like, oh, they really like this, this franchise. Let's give them more of that. And it's just like, no,
If you do that, just release it on a streaming service or something.
right?
Not in the theater.
Yeah, like I don't want to see that. And a lot of these movies have really been average lately, and I'm like, this was a waste of money. And if I'm going to spend a random $15 on something, I would rather it not be spending 3 hours wasting my time.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's
And I
another
think
thing
that's-
too. I feel like on top of the movies not being good, like they also are being long
Oh,
Yeah,
also
just too
on
long.
Unnecessary.
with it not being
Unnecessarily
good. So people are like, okay, because it's like you will bypass a movie being bad if it's like an hour 15, hour 20, hour and a half. You're like,
But
okay, that was a
3
waste of
hours?
time. But 3 hours in the movie was bad. Then this
Yeah.
was like, okay,
That's rough.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just feel like these movies are getting longer and longer, and it's not justified.
Yep,
It just doesn't need to be that
it
long.
doesn't need to be.
So yeah, I think there's just a whole combination of things. One, people gotten used to watching things on streaming.
Mhm.
So like, if I need to wait 45 days to catch this on HBO, okay, I'm not in a rush to see it anyways.
But
And we'll see how the theaters do after the strikes too, because that's gonna.
That's gonna
be
affect it.
rough.
I mean, I'm guessing a lot of people are hyped for Oppenheimer, which I mean, at the same day, I'm like, I know how this ends. Do I really want to spend my money on
Oh,
this?
I want to watch Oppenheimer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know the
I feel
story.
like it's gonna make money.
Can't
I
remember
know
what
how
that
it
is.
ends.
Developing nuclear bomb.
oh, okay.
So I just like, I don't.
I mean, it's one of those things. Like, if you're really into it, I can see your nostalgia in it. Like, okay, like with the movie Air, like everybody know about Jordan shoes, but it's
But,
like
okay,
it's interesting.
That one, even though I knew what was going to happen, I found the end suspenseful. Like, I didn't know Jordan was going to sign with Nike.
But we knew he was.
But yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
a little weird, but you didn't find the train suspenseful.
No.
You knew the ending of both of those things.
But I just thought, like, the way Air was done, it's just like, you know the outcome, but it was still like, man, how's this about to go down for real?
Okay.
It was good. Like, have y'all watched Air?
I didn't
No,
watch
not
it. I saw
yet,
the
no.
trailer for it.
Oh well, look, if you watch the movie, you'll know what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna watch it, and I had better be in suspense.
Okay, not suspense
Or
like
else
at the edge
you're
of
gonna
your
have to
seat.
buy me a pair of Jordan.
Yeah,
Sure.
if I'm not
That's
on
the
the
deal.
edge of my
If I'm not on
seat,
the edge of my seat, literal edge, not halfway off of it.
I only buy kid sizes, so
Okay, that's not gonna work.
all right.
I'm gonna return them and like, you know,
All right,
this is the
Part
wrong
2
size.
comes out June 24th. I mean June 28th, 2024.
Okay, that'll be one movie we watch next year.
Yep.
All right.
It's the
So,
only movie that's
um,
gonna be out next year.
all right. Any other?
that was it.
That was it. Okay, so we can give it a rating.
Yes.
When I first came out, because I thought parts of the movie was boring, I was on a watch while folding clothes kind of thing. But after I've kind of thought about the movie more, I can bump it up to I pay for that. I did enjoy watching it, and I could watch it again.
The more I thought about it, and when I was like, you know what, I do like this movie. Like sometimes you gotta sleep on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? Yeah, it is. I'll pay for that. It was entertaining. I agree. There were some parts that were a little too long. Like this movie could be about 20-25 minutes shorter.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's entertaining. If you want a good action film, which we haven't had in a while, there you go.
Yeah.
I get it. I pay for that as well. I left the theater like, wow, this was an actually good movie. And what's bad about it is I almost gave it a top tier rating, but I was like,
no.
But I was like, it's because movies have been so bad that I was like,
Wait.
this movie and Spider-Verse is the best two movies I have seen this
We're
year.
gonna
You're, like, grading
compare
on a
Tom
curve.
Cruise movies here because Derek called me crazy for giving Top Gun Maverick a top rating, but he left the theater about to give this movie a top rating. Come on,
First
But
of all,
it
Depends
was
on the person, man.
I mean, because after you see so many bad movies, but I was like, realistically, no, it's not that type of rating. But compared to everything we have watched this year,
yeah,
I'm like, this is the second best movie I have seen this year, and we have seen a lot of movies.
one, I think we already know we don't trust Derek's ratings.
No, we don't trust y'all ratings. What does you mean?
No, Derek will be like a
and
movie.
Daisy be pretty consistent.
Even like a movie is
Oh,
good.
I don't know about that.
and the rest of us be
I
like,
didn't.
no.
I didn't like Ant-Man, but nobody wanted to agree with me on that.
None of us said we like Ant-Man.
I said it was the worst movie ever. But I said I
oh
was,
yeah, he
y'all
gave
said
it like
I was
the
harsh.
bottom rating, and if
Yeah.
you were being harsh, I don't think
You
it
were
was.
being harsh.
I was
It
like,
wasn't the-
because we
The
gave
movie
it,
was
we gave it a watch
trash.
my phone clothes, didn't we?
That movie was trash.
yeah, no, I think he gave it. We might have gave it the worst movie ever, but I think he gave it pure torture.
He gave it pure torture.
That movie was trash.
I was so
We
mad at that
didn't say
movie.
it was
My
good.
argument for Ant-Man was it wasn't as bad as everyone was saying it was. I get the gripes with Ant-Man, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, no.
I'm still holding on to
No,
that.
you be
It
on
was
one
that bad.
extreme to the next. It should be like this movie was really good, and it'd be the worst movie you ever seen in your life.
Okay. Depends on the person.
Yeah.
Depends on what you look for in the movie.
So that is I would pay for that for
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
Red Deckening.
Dead Reckoning.
Dead Reckoning.
No, Red Deckening.
What did you think about the movie? If you have your thoughts, let us know in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that like button for more movie reviews, and we will catch you in the next one.